In a way, problem solving is a disease. You know, you want to do it, and although each one's a headache, it's there to be solved. It's a steeple to climb. It's a mountain to climb. Mountaineers have that problem, that disease, and that we have that. We were a group of engineers starting to want to make a different type of product with better technology, and we've carried on like that. I have 35 years' experience of making things, and it's taught me a lot. It's no good just being a designer. You've got to make a product that works better. Things are too heavy, things are too polluting, things use too much energy, things don't perform as well as they should, things don't last as long as they should. There are just hundreds of problems in every product. What we're trying to do every day is make products work better. And if we develop breakthrough technology like high-speed electric motors, for me, that's a huge success. Because this enables so many products to perform so well.
Sir Dyson, I have to tell you, Dyson is in the house this afternoon. My name is Lynn. I'm going to take you shopping for some of the highest quality products here when it comes to Dyson. And of course, the engineering and technology that is in the background is absolutely incredible. Whether you're looking to cool down in the summertime, because gosh knows the humidity is out there. I know we say, oh, when is summer coming? And then as soon as it's here, we start complaining because it's so hot. Well, guess what? We have our Dyson in the house. We're going to cool you off with the Tower Fan. It's a today's showstopper of $399.99. 513-643. 12 easy pays of $33.33 gets it home with that free shipping and handling. And of course, Jacqueline, the Dysonator. Dysonator is what I called you. Remember that? The Dysonator's in the house.
I'm so excited to be here. It's the perfect time of year for us to be talking about fans. You know, a lot of the feedback I get from people is that typically we don't think about buying a fan until we are in desperate need of one.
And then you don't have one.
And then they don't have the one that you want. It's not going to be at a great value. So this is your opportunity to scoop something up that's going to give you incredible personalized airflow for whatever space you're in with great technology that is designed to make life easier for you.
All right, well, let's talk about the different types of fans that we have here. I see one sitting, I see one standing. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, so the AM07 is this 40-inch tall bladeless fan. So it's going to give you the ability to keep it firmly planted on the ground. It's less than a square foot of real estate. And it's going to help to give you that air multiplier technology so that you can project that air throughout an entire room. We have a 70-degree oscillation on this one. And we use that air multiplier technology. The air is going to come in through the bottom. You're going to see little holes 360 degrees around the bottom at the base of that tool. That's where the air is going to come in. And this is not like filters on other tools. If my hand is here, I can feel the air being pulled in, but nothing feels like it's sucking by any means.
Right.
It's going to come up through the motor on the interior of here, and it's actually going to come out the back of the tool right here. So if you look, and if I tilt this forward, you're going to be able to see it. A little edge where this is actually an opening. This little edge is where all of the air is coming through. And when it shoots out across this aperture, it actually collides with the air that's coming in from the back of the tool. And when that air collision, let's say, takes place, the air is amplified by 5 times. So what that means is the way that we can project that air allows for that air to go further out into the room. And you know, that's a hard thing to kind of envision, but what I like to tell people is if you've used traditional fans, especially those like big round ones that are very top heavy and have a blade on them, you'll notice 2 things about those. Number 1,
they're filthy.
Well, 3 things.
Thank you.
3 things, Lynn. They are filthy. You are right. You are totally right. They are filthy. They actually disrupt the airflow, so those blades that are spinning around chop the airflow, so you're not ever going to get like enough propulsion.
Okay.
And then what you'll notice traditionally is that you have to be sitting within a foot or 2 of it to feel like you're getting anything from it. So that's not how this is going to function. You can toss it in the corner of a room. I like that it's long and lean versus being kind of top heavy. Means that you can set it sort of tucked away in a corner. It can do that oscillation in like really a full entire living space. And you're going to be able to feel it on the other side of the room when you're sitting on the couch watching TV in the evening.
And one of the things I love about this particular fan, by the way, we do have the other one coming up. That's a hot and cool. That's going to be coming up shortly. But what I love about this, and there's only 175 remaining, I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, is aesthetically it's pleasing, right? It's very, very contemporary yet modern. But the technology, nobody has the technology that Dyson has. And I was just recently at my little cousin's wedding in Germany, in Düsseldorf. And guess what? They have a magnificent Dyson store there.
They do.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Düsseldorf's a cool town.
It is.
And to your point about this being like kind of like sculptural and a little bit architectural, you know, when you make your choice, what we like to like help you in guiding that decision is that if your home is lighter colored tones, gray, white, the white sort of just like fades into the background. Versus if you have those darker woods, those darker tones, that black kind of becomes an element of art, right? It's like almost like a sculptural piece, a design that is going to kind of stand out in your space. But the key here is the fact that we don't have blades. Right? So you're sticking your hands inside here. You're not the only one curious about that, right? The pets are curious about that.
Tails.
The tails are curious about that. The kids, the grandkids, the nieces, the nephews, all of those people are curious about those things, and we don't have to have that safety concern with this tool.
Now, if this tips over, it stops.
So because this one doesn't have any heat applied to it, it doesn't apply
here.
here.
With the heat.
Yeah,
Okay,
so the AM09 here, because it has that heat setting, and we'll chat you through that a little bit later, it does have those safety protections built into it.
So, you know, if maybe you live in an older apartment building where, you know, you have the air conditioning
in the window.
In the window, and you can see them when you're driving. And, okay, so you have that. Maybe it's just in your living room, but, oh, gosh, you can't take it out and then put it into your bedroom, right? For elderly people, it is so important for them to have a very cool and cooler environment, especially when they are sleeping. We always get those heat warnings, you know, with the humidity factor or the heat itself, saying, please, you know, if you're elderly, please stay indoors. They even say, like, you know, just stay indoors sometimes.
Definitely.
So you want to be able to have that cool, refreshing area, especially for sleeping. Sleeping is so important.
Well, and you know, if you're not wanting to jack the heat all the way down in the entirety of your home and pay for what that would cost you to do for 6 or 7 days in a row of a heat wave, this is an incredibly economic way to help keep you cool in the space that you're in.
And it's portable.
It's super lightweight. It's easy to maneuver around. I always think, like, you know, the like traditional kitchen tiles, those like 1x1 squares.
Right.
It sits perfectly inside of one of those squares.
Exactly.
So whether you have a big palatial home or whether you're in a studio apartment, this isn't going to take up a lot of real estate, but the power that it has because of that air multiplier technology is really going to allow you to feel the breeze of that, whether you're sitting 6 inches in front of it or whether you're sitting, you know, 6 feet away from it.
Okay, you are purchasing the black. White is most limited here. We're down to 172, free shipping and handling. Look, you're able to get this technology home from Dyson for $33.33 a month. So your next payment, what are we today? We are the 20th of July. Your last payment will be July 20th of 2026. Okay, that will be your last payment. If you have a bigger home, and of course the rising cost of electricity, using the air conditioning in the summertime, you're literally cooling rooms that you're not sitting in, or that you're not even sleeping in right now, or you're not even in the living room.
Maybe you're not even in the house right now, and you have to keep it cool.
You're in the kitchen. Okay? How about this being so portable? You're prepping meals because, you know, you have a big barbecue coming up. You bring this in the kitchen. You then eventually take it in the living room. Then you take it in your bedroom and you turn everything off.
Listen, you know what I do in the wintertime? I will use this when I host. I use it during the day in my kitchen while I'm prepping, and then I tuck it in the corner of the dining room. And by about 7:30, when people start to get really loud around the dinner table, and for whatever reason it starts to get super hot in there, I don't even tell anybody. I turn it on, I set it on that oscillation setting, and everybody sort of calms down a little bit because they're not so hot and bothered anymore.
They're not getting overheated. Okay, another thing that is very, very popular here today with our Dyson family is your V1 cordless vacuum. I actually own this one. $649.99. It's an event instant price for you, 237-752. You get this home for $54.16 with that free shipping. I believe everything Dyson is going to be on the 12 easy pays. Absolutely. And that, you know what, that gives you the opportunity to get quality in your home. How many fans have you purchased in the last years? Look at the fan, the oscillating fan that you have at home right now. Just turn it off and look at all the dust on there. Do you know that when you turn that fan on, it is blowing all those particles into the air that then you are breathing, okay? So very important. All right, we have 84 of these remaining. Now this is your hot and cool fan heater. So it keeps you cool in the summer, heats you up in the winter time, and you get that home for $37.49. We're limited here to 84. That's all we have. Your choice of white or black. As a matter of fact, when I sat down to do the show, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's hot in here. Well, Jacqueline had the heat blowing on me. I'm like, what's going on?
It's July, Jacqueline. Why are you trying to make it winter before it's winter?
Oh, look at this.
Okay, so this is 365 days a year, right?
Yes.
You have the choice to go anywhere from 1 degree, think about what 1 degree feels like in the wintertime, to 37 degrees. And in my mind, like 37 feels like you're in the Caribbean, but right now 37 is just being in Ontario.
Just stepping outside.
Exactly. That is the power of the Dyson difference here. We're using the Air Multiplier technology to pull the air through the bottom of this filter here, in through the back, amplifying by 5 times. And then by virtue of the fact that we have the temperature controls to select anywhere from 1 to 37, this is gonna give you personalized comfort no matter what day of the year it is. What else? The other thing that's really cool about this, and you talked about the safety in this a little bit earlier.
Absolutely.
Is that we have a safety control built into this when you have it set on a heated setting to actually protect anyone in the home or in the space that this is in, if for whatever reason it were to get knocked over. So if the dog knocks it over, if your robe knocks it over, wherever you are, it is going to turn itself off, and you are going to need to lift it back up and actually manually turn it back on yourself to get that airflow circulating again. And that's a really big deal because heaters especially are really dangerous tools.
Oh boy.
They have hot grates, right? They are like something that everybody that should not be putting their fingers anywhere near always wants to put their fingers completely near. And it can be really, really scary to try to heat a space, especially for myself. Like when my daughter was born, she was born in January. We lived in an old house. Like I needed to be able to use this in the evening and overnight in her room. And the fact that it had those protections built in was a big deal.
And you talk about the safety